Gemini, welcome to your reading for February 7th through the 13th. I hope everyone had a pretty good week so far, but let's get on to the reading. I've already shuffled everything because it has come to my attention that I kind of waste time doing that while I'm getting everything ready. So I'm just going to start shuffling everything before I start the video, and then so I can just jump right into the reading. A few things first. Things have changed, obviously, the physical appearance, the layout, and I have changed out the way I'm going to lay out the cards a little bit. I'm going to add an extra column, and the columns are going to have their own meaning. I'm still going to do the overall essence, and I'm going to set it right here in this card holder so that you can see kind of like what that card is, and just keep looking back on it because this card is representing the overall essence for the week. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Great card to come out this week. All right, so this left column here is talking about, I really wish I could show you guys all the cards, but I wanted to be able to get everything in here, and eventually I may have another camera pointing down. But either way, I can at least pull it up to the camera and show you this time where before I could not. So in the recent past, that's still probably affecting your current situation. Is, let's see, you get the Knight of Cups and the Magician. All right, so it looks like you actually may have manifested a new relationship or some sort of emotionally attached, and I say emotionally attached because it has brought out some happiness feelings, situation that allowed you to prosper in that moment, right? And what I mean by that is the Knight of Cups can generally represent someone that has brought something to you, right? So it could be themselves, and it looks like you manifested this. You took action on it. You knew what you wanted. You had the tools. You had the resources in order to go for it, right? And this is what was brought in for you. The cup that's illuminated here was the offering. And it can represent someone, or at least a person, that was offered to you, that brought in feelings of emotion like love or excitement or something to do with joy and satisfaction. And this came from a place of passion. I'm very much drawn to the wand and, well, really the wand in the middle here. The wands represent passion and creativity, but this came towards you and you manifested it, and it's something that brought you a lot of happiness. Yeah. So that looks like it's still affecting you currently now. I can't get too specific, again, because there are going to be multiple people watching these videos. So I do offer one-on-ones, and if that's something that you would appreciate, obviously there will be a link in the description box below so that you can click on it. Either way, let's get a move on. So the current energy is the Chariot for this coming week and the Knight of Pentacles. All right, so great cards to have for current energy. It looks like you're going to be moving forward on something and not looking back. That's ultimately going to help you create a much better financial situation, all right? People love financial readings. People love love readings, relationship readings, and it looks like this is both financial and love. Because the Chariot represents someone who has made a choice to move forward, and they're just like, they have this wand or this torch, whatever you want to call it, in their hand, and they're like, it's guiding them forward, right? So this is a drive. This is like you taking the reins and saying, okay, I'm ready to move forward. Let's go for this. And in the meantime, it may be something a little bit slow, at least in the beginning, but ultimately slow and steady wins the race, right? And it looks like it's pertaining to finances or something in the material, even some sort of process that may be bringing you material or financial gain, right? That's what the Knight of Pentacles represents. This person is working diligently, working hard, working to achieve his goals in the financial or material region. All right, so next current column is the Ten of Cups and the Handman. All right, so it looks like there might be a period of trying to allow yourself to surrender to the flow of life, making sacrifices in order to create this happy home life, right? The Ten of Cups is a very prosperous card within the home and just in your immediate environment in general. But it may require some sort of sacrifice, some sort of surrendering to the flow or letting go of perspectives that no longer serve you, right? So if there's been something sort of holding you back within your beliefs even, that's creating some sort of turbulence within your home life, just know that that will have to come to an end in order for you to move forward, okay? And that's what the Hangman represents, you know, allowing in new, fresh perspectives, but you have to be able to surrender yourself. That's why he's upside down. He's like, okay, I'm stopping myself, surrendering anything physical or mental or anything that is holding me back from receiving the flow of creating this happy home life, right? So just notice any feelings, any perspectives that are starting to shift. Allow yourself to kind of pull yourself back and surrender to what I would call the divine, right? This is a card about surrendering to the divine, surrendering to new ideas coming in, because ultimately it's going to help create that happy home life that you want. And then the coming card. Oh, I never even talked about the overall essence. I'm sorry. Wow. Well, either way, it's a good card. That's totally my bad. I apologize for that. The Sun card is all about illumination and bringing in happiness, right? So the way I feel about this, especially coming into this new week, is, and you know, with a new moon, if there's something being started that you're trying to manifest or bring in or just begin, it's saying that this is bringing in very positive, fresh, and joyful emotions and feelings for this coming week. So you may start seeing a shift in the energy moving forward that's going to bring in that fresh positivity for you. Great card to have. Great card to have. And so some of you may be even dealing with horses. You know, I'm being drawn to the horse, or animals in general. You know, if that's something that brings you happiness and joy, then that's also something else to be mindful of. All right, so what's coming? Great card, great cards. I love these cards. We have the Eight of Wands, which is this card, and the Hermits. So this is what was on top. The Eight of Wands talks about messages coming in and creating fast movement. The Eight of Wands, to me, aside from the Knight of Wands, is probably one of the fastest moving cards, energetically speaking, than any other card. Knight of I'm sorry, did I say Wands? I meant the Knight. Well, the Knight of Wands can be as well. Knight of Swords, I meant to say, if I didn't say that. So this talks about bringing in some sort of messages through isolation. So the Hermit is someone who kind of goes inside themselves, shuts out the world a little bit. It may actually look like that physically too. You may be trying to shut people out, but that's a positive thing, because this person's trying to search for their inner light. They're trying to search for a new way of doing things. And through isolation, through just kind of contemplating within yourself, that's going to help shine, and that's going to help bringing these messages, right? Which is going to create that fast movement that really anybody wants. So if you've been looking for or trying to search for something a little more meaningful, or something that's going to help you move forward with a new passion idea, go within yourself. Meditation is amazing. So let's go for this. I only read upright cards. I think that it's a great way to go about it, because if you really are intuitive, you can fill out whether or not it's telling the opposite or if it's actually saying what it is saying. And a lot of times, intuitive messages can come in that have nothing to do with the meaning of the card. So anyway, so in the recent past, the overall outcome of the clarification was the Two of Swords. So the thing with this card is it generally talks about being unable to make the choice to move forward, because she's holding these two swords with a blindfold over her face, representing someone who doesn't quite clearly see the outcome of the choice that they're about to make, right? So you could have either held yourself back a little bit on making this choice that had to be made with this offering that was coming in, but ultimately, I feel like you made that choice to move forward because the Magician was the extended card, and you had this awesome offering come to you that was emotionally charged. So even though you may not have had full clarity on where it was going, you still move forward anyway, right? It definitely looks like that. The Chariot and the Knight of Pentacles. All right, the outcome is the Ace of Swords. So this is just, to me, representing a new idea. So something is going to come in that creates clarity on a new idea that you are going to be moving forward on. And I believe it's in relation to finances or material assets, right? Something in the material world that you're going to be steadily moving forward towards. And it comes from a new idea. Next card is the Temperance. The Ten of Cups and the Hangman. All right, so I'm reading this as you surrender yourself, okay, because that's the Hangman here. As you surrender yourself in order to bring in fresh energies or fresh new perspectives in order to create a better home life, that's going to create balance. Creating new routines, new ways of doing things, not giving too much energy to one thing or another, but understanding that balance in all things is going to create that happy home life. So maybe the sacrifice here is stepping back from something that you've been putting too much energy into that may be affecting the home life. And so that's where the balance is coming from. I got tingles when I said that, so I believe that's definitely on point for some of you. All right. So, yeah, awesome. So sorry, I got a little excited there. Eight of Wands and the Hermit card. So as you go inside yourself, as you kind of step back from the world and allow these messages and these energies to come through to help move you forward, you will get something that's going to, like, so the two of Wands is someone who actually makes that decision to move forward out of their comfort zone. So maybe you've been waiting on a new idea. Maybe you've been waiting on some sort of clarity that is passionately driven because it gets you away from the mundane. It gets you away from where you currently are because you clearly aren't extremely happy with where you're at right now. But ultimately, this card represents someone moving towards. So you get two wands here. I'll give you the meaning here. Two wands. One is like the old life. The other one is the one he's holding, which represents the new life, the new adventure that he wants to embark on. This new actionable step. And he's looking off into the horizons. And so this represents you making that decision to get out of your comfort zone, to move forward. And that is what's going to create the fast movement. So, brilliant. All right, so there goes that. Pull a couple extra oracle cards here. All right, so these are kind of just like building off of the overall energy here. Last quarter moon in Virgo. Attend to the details. All right, so Virgo is all about basically working on the self, right? Working on creating something for yourself that would ultimately benefit other people. And basically what this is saying is attend to the details. So if you come across certain either contracts or if you're overlooking things before you move forward, be sure to check and recheck the details of the situation before moving forward. Because ultimately these things can bite you in the end if you don't attend to them. Don't be overly worried though. Don't be overly anxious about what this card's saying. Just attend to the details. Be mindful of those little bitty details that wind up coming up in your life, right? All right, last quarter moon in Pisces. This one cracks me up every time I look at it. Talk less and feel more. So Pisces is a very, very emotional sign. It deals with the more intuitive or sensual side of life. Pisces generally try to hide their feelings, but they cannot. They absolutely cannot hide their feelings. They just kind of let it out. And sometimes that can be a burden on some people. But this is actually saying, because it's the last quarter moon, is to talk less and feel more. So if you've kind of been in a state of mind where it's like you're trying to talk yourself into doing something or tell other people what they need to be doing, just feel more into the situation. Feel more into where you're trying to go. Because if it's not aligned with the heart, then it's not going to be the best decision for you, right? So talk less, feel more. I think that's just kind of like a very basic way of just saying, just feel into your heart more. You know, stop talking about it and just do it, or just feel for it. But anyway, this was a very awesome reading. I'm actually happy that, you know, this is probably one of the better readings I've had so far for the next week that's coming up. But anyway, Gemini, really appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I am trying to build my platform here. I want to get messages out to as much people as I possibly can. So anyway, again, thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.